That's going to be about 450 more fans than UConn saw against Tennessee last week. 7th ranked opponent that Arkansas has faced this season, and it's UConn.
And Arkansas starting out in a man-to-man defense and already forces a turnover.
Arkansas starting 5, it's been pretty consistent for them this season. They rely a lot on the 3 ball and a lot on free throws. Good to see Paige Beckers back in the starting lineup. Did not play in their last game against Georgetown. We saw Nika Mule, the freshman from Croatia, run the point a lot in her absence.
I'm keeping an eye on Chelsea Dungy being guarded by nobody right there, and she knocks down the 3.
Chelsea Dungy already with all of Arkansas's points. I mean, this is a player started her career at Oklahoma, transferred to Arkansas, and has climbed her way up the Arkansas record books in just 3 seasons.
I think she is a matchup nightmare. She plays the 4, but she's got the guard skills. She stretches the defense, and right now, Kristen Williams has the assignment.
They'll swing it to Amber Ramirez in the corner. That's a 3 for her first 3 in the last 2 games.
And it looked like that time Connecticut was in a zone. And Mike Neighbors said he's only seen 3 possessions, if that, against the zone, and he has scored every time.
Here's
Olivia Nelson-Adota has got to make her presence felt. She's the tallest player on the floor.
And Kristen Williams has all of UConn's points. No surprise, the Arkansas native returning to her home state.
Yeah, UConn is in a zone. 2-3.
Dungy turns it over. Williams off the window.
That's your concern playing against Connecticut. It's not just defending them, but you take a bad shot or turn the ball over, they're going to make you pay.
Destiny Slocum from mid-range. Doesn't get the bounce. Taylor Thomas will give the rebound up to Aubrey Griffin. Aubrey Griffin. So physical, she's going to the free throw line. Arkansas will be a little short-handed today. The major loss here, these are the players that are not available today due to COVID-related issues. Jalen Mason is the one who has really come off the bench and give them a lot of minutes. The good news is Arkansas does have their 2 mainstays with Marquisha Davis and Aaron Barnum who come off the bench.
But not having Jalen Mason, that is a experienced player that Mike Neighbors relies on. And when she comes in, he knows that she's going to really fill the gap. She's kind of the glue. She will hit the big shot when needed or make sure the ball gets exactly where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so Mason not available tonight. Arkansas with just 8 available players. They've only been playing about 8 or 9 players their last handful of games anyway. But something to keep an eye on. Michaela Daniels in the corner. She is so important to what the Razorbacks do.
And you really don't notice that she's a sophomore on the floor with really graduate seniors that are on the floor right now.
Yeah, earned the start in every game last season as a freshman. That's how good she is. Evina Westbrook.
UConn changing up the defense, trying to get Arkansas off balance, but the Razorbacks look real comfortable right now.
Dungy with the spin, but great defense from Aubrey Griffin. Slocum has to kick back out.
But you notice no offensive rebounding attempts from Arkansas. Right away, they get back in transition defense, get their defense set.
Olivia Nelson-Adota just has the ball taken away by Destiny Slocum. Up ahead to Daniels, picked off by Williams. Beckers, count it, going to the line.
That ankle looks fine to me.
It doesn't hurt, it doesn't look like it.
With that step through and the finish, and she said, oh yeah, that too is good, on her way to the free throw line.
Paige Beckers, the #1 overall player in the 2020 class, already had a huge impact on UConn, Holly.
That's right, and you know, she's been trying to get that right ankle right since she twisted it in the Tennessee game. She's been in a boot ever since then, lots of game-ready rest, and she's been on the bike to keep her cardio up. She's using modalities to control pain like electrical stimulation, and she looks pretty good and quick to me today.
Carolyn, what differences did you see in that Georgetown game when they didn't have Beckers on the floor?
Well, it was Evina Westbrook that really had to step up and take charge on the floor from that point guard position, and she looked good to me. In the last 4 games, Evina Westbrook has been shooting almost 68%. She didn't make a lot of mistakes. She didn't when she was at Tennessee, so she has really just made her transfer into UConn seamless.
And remember, Evina Westbrook has experience playing against this Arkansas team, and when she was at Tennessee, had 24 points against Arkansas in their last meeting. She knows their style of play. Here's Westbrook. Nelson-Adota almost had her pocket picked. It's a big night for Kristen Williams.
Excited to go back to where I fell in love with the game of basketball. The last time she played in the state was in her high school state championship game for Central Arkansas Christian. She said Coach Oriema was there. We got a cool picture together, and she has not played at home since. She's got a group of about 10 people here tonight, including her mom and sister. But we have to say hi to Dad, Sherman Williams, who's home after knee surgery. He couldn't be there tonight, but I promised her we would say hello to her dad.
And Holly, her high school coach, her trainer, and some of her former teammates are supposed to be there at the game tonight also.
Yeah, she had so many ticket requests, guys, that she did have to tell some people no. But, I mean, what a time for her to come home, too, because she had some of her best practices right before that Tennessee game. Had 20 points against Tennessee, then 17 points in their last game against Georgetown. She's already 3 of 3 from the field tonight. She's playing well. UConn has now hit its last 8 shots, thanks to that shot from Evina Westbrook. Both of these teams average over 85 points per game. Arkansas 6th in the nation in points per game. UConn 10th. Marquisha Davis from the elbow.
They talked about UConn's defense and their ability to keep the Arkansas players in front of them. And the thing that Gino Ariema wants to do is keep Arkansas off the three-point line and force tough twos.
Offensive foul on Aaron Barnum. Kristen Williams steps up and takes the charge. Gino Ariema. In that Tennessee win a week ago tonight, picked up his 1,100th career win, the fastest coach to get to that mark.
I think he was a little concerned in Knoxville, but he said he just wanted to hang around and give his team an opportunity at the end, and down the stretch, UConn made the big plays.
How fun was that game, though, to see that rivalry back and to have it be so competitive just for women's basketball as a whole?
It was a pretty game to watch when you saw the way not only, even though Paige Beckers struggled from the floor, it was the other players around. Evina Westbrook stepped up, Kristen Williams, and then for Tennessee, Ray Burrell put on a show. She was hitting shots, hitting threes, even with a hand in her face.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch Paige Beckers in that one, the first real big test for the highly touted freshman. She was 2 of 13 before she hit that big three-pointer to put UConn up for good. I thought she handled herself really well in that game.
Mike Neighbors Mike Neighbors is stealing some minutes for Chelsea Dungy, getting some rest with that potential short bench.
And guys, you talk about Paige Becker really struggling in that game against Tennessee. Gino Auriemma said there was a point in the game where, she quit shooting because she thought her shooting was hurting her team and she was letting the team down. But he basically said, if you don't shoot, we're not going to win this game. She got her confidence back and really did a nice job.
Kristen Williams is really doing a nice job of making herself available. And Gino talked about Kristen Williams and talked about her being more patient offensively. She's had to wait on screens, and then when she got open, then take a breath, and then make a decision of what you're going to do with the basketball, and that really has showed a lot of improvement in her offensive production.
Now you look at her last 3 games, she's averaging 18 points per game over that time span. That's about 3 more points than her season average. Dungy back in for Arkansas. Amber Ramirez. Oh, Arkansas almost had the rebound, but it goes out of bounds off of Davis. We'll have a full day of college hoops on Saturday, culminating with these 2 SEC Big 12 Challenge games. Number 15 Kansas squaring off against number 18 Tennessee in Knoxville. That one's at 6 Eastern. Then we head to Rupp Arena for number 5 Texas and Kentucky. Only met twice in their storied history. Those games coming for you on Saturday. For Mike Neighbors and company, this is their 7th ranked team they have faced. They already took down a top 5 team earlier this season when they defeated number 4 Baylor. Slocum turns it over.
UConn changing up their defenses again. Looked like a little 1-2-2.
They swing it to Kristen Williams. And you see Aubrey Griffin crashing the offensive boards. She is such a good rebounder.
She is a guard converted to that 4 position, and she has embraced the physical play of playing in the paint. She's just such a natural athlete.
Griffin's going to be called for the foul there. I was just looking at her rebounding numbers over her last 4 games. She's had 30 total rebounds, but 20 of those, Carolyn, have been offensive rebounds.
And that's what Connecticut needs. Because a lot of times you've got Olivia Nelson-Adota who likes to shoot it from the perimeter. Gino said she is a 6'5", 2-guard wannabe. So it's been Aubrey Griffin that's done the work inside, crashing the glass.
Well, Chelsea Dungy at the free throw line for the first time tonight. You saw her numbers there, a very good free throw shooter. This is her specialty, scoring and getting to the free throw line.
She's so quick off the bounce, and when she decides to go, she'll make a few moves, and her crossover right to left, it's deadly.
5th turnover for UConn. Here's Ramirez, drives and kicks to Dungy for 3. There's about a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Griffin takes the 2. Almost took it back. It's going to be Arkansas ball.
The savviness.
Arkansas Razorbacks have played the most games in the country, and they have very strict COVID protocols. You can see from how they do their huddles, players have to be very spaced and very distant. You have to sit by players who have had or have not had COVID. Mike Neighbors says that he spends as much time on a game plan as he does on his COVID information. And you can see that little chip from Connexon. It is mandatory for all SEC teams. That connection chip has a contact tracing chip that they look on their computer and make sure that people who've been diagnosed with COVID or contact traced out can still play in this game tonight. 6 players out for Arkansas despite all those measures.
Mike Neighbors has taken everything he possibly could into a consideration. And even in the national anthem, if you watch how Arkansas is lined up, it's 2 rows of players, and he makes sure that they are 6 feet apart.
Yeah, Arkansas has even been traveling in on the day of the game just to try to limit as much contact with anybody else as possible. But as Holly mentioned, 6 players out for Arkansas. The starting 5 intact, their main 2 options off the bench still available tonight. UConn, meanwhile, we've seen Paige Beckers come back after missing the last game with an ankle injury. Anna Makarat still not available tonight. And then everybody's talking about the freshman, Saylor Poffenbarger, who has joined the team. She was eligible to practice this week, but we don't expect to see her in this game.
One thing to keep an eye on is rebounding. Right now, Arkansas is winning the battle of the boards. And I noticed in the last offensive possession for Arkansas, Taylor Thomas and Chelsea Dungy went to the boards for an offensive rebound. At the beginning of this game, Mike Neighbors was sending all 5 back in transition.
Arkansas in their last game, they lost on a last-second shot to Georgia. They were out-rebounded by the Lady Bulldogs 42-33 in that game.
The biggest difference I saw in that game, Chelsea Dungy went to the glass. She was aggressive, and this young woman is competing. She's tired of losing to the ranked teams that they have played this year and realizes rebounding is going to make the difference.
Yeah, she had a season-high 8 rebounds to go along with her 25 points in that loss to Georgia. But yeah, Arkansas's record against ranked teams, they're 1-5 this season. That one is a big one. It was Baylor. They were able to take down the Lady Bears back in December. Beckers to inbound under the basket for UConn. Westbrook. Aaliyah Edwards on the roll. Beautiful.
Teams that Arkansas has lost to they have been able to throw over the top. Edwards is one of those players that wants to get in the paint.
Amber Ramirez answers with a 3 ball. How aggressive has she been tonight?
She is already, and it's early in the second quarter, had more shot attempts today than she did the whole game against Georgia.
And just 2 points against Georgia for Ramirez.
But you watch Edwards off the ball screen, slip to the basket, and Avina Westbrook can deliver it, and she puts it perfectly at the corner of the backboard, and Edwards can go right into her shot.
Just watching Avina Westbrook, I feel like she already knows this UConn team, her teammates so well. She had a season-high 9 assists against Georgetown in their last game and just looked so smooth and so smart.
She plays with such poise when she has the basketball, Avina Westbrook.
Beckers short on the shot. Edwards is there, but in traffic. Arkansas will take it.
You see Dungy in there battling? It doesn't matter. Edwards is bigger inside, but Chelsea Dungy, and she's got that moxie. She's got that dog in her to go to the glass.
Taylor Thomas swipes in for the rebound. Slocum in the corner.
But that creates an extra possession for Arkansas when Taylor Thomas went in there to the boards.
Rebounding battle is even at 10 apiece. Nine turnovers for UConn. It's huge! Michaela Daniels! Arkansas has hit 5 3-pointers. They average 9 a game. Edwards again down inside. This is Nika Jewell setting things up for UConn. We saw her run their offense in their last game. Number 10 in the Navy jersey. Crushes the three.
Jewell got a lot of experience against Georgetown. She was a little hesitant to shoot the ball at first, but you can tell she's more confident. And I'm sure Gino Ariema addressed, listen, you're open, you got to pull the trigger.
Well, she said after that game she wasn't satisfied with her performance. She really wants to work on improving in practice and translating that into a game. Dungy's already at double figures. Edwards has been really big for UConn. Remember, Olivia Nelson-Ododa has 2 fouls.
And Edwards, I think, is what the type of post that UConn needs in the game against an Arkansas team, because she is aggressive in the paint.
She had an impact on that play. Arkansas struggles when there is a rim protector down low. Mike Neighbors screaming for a timeout on the other end of the floor. Just a 3-point game in Fayetteville. Huskies on top.
Aficionado.
Plus an SEC powerhouse showdown that's coming up at the half. Look, Holly's is still in the stands, even though we're not actually there. Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck, and Holly Rowe excited to be with you. What a great game we have already had. Just the second meeting between these two programs. The first since 1998 when Sue Bird was a freshman at UConn.
And things didn't go so well for Sue Bird. Arkansas was able to upset the Huskies.
No, Arkansas, UConn actually won that game 100-64 back in 1998. Gary Blair,
you are
was
correct,
the head coach. Yeah, Gary Blair was the head coach at Arkansas. Eventually took Arkansas to the Final Four while he was in Fayetteville. So we're kind of keeping an eye on another freshman's debut against Arkansas. Sue Bird had 4 points in that game so far. Paige Beckers has 5.
I'm sure Sue Bird in the studio is keeping an eye on Paige Becker's stats. Will this freshman outdo her in her freshman first time playing Arkansas?
Sue Bird turned out okay. So even if she only had
she did.
4 points against Arkansas.
You know, Gino talked about the 3 guards that Arkansas plays that have that scoring ability, and he could only remember back to probably 1 year where he only had 2 guards, and that was in the 2002-2003. Well, the 2 guards that he had were Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. You don't need much else. You've got that kind of lineup.
Talk about loaded. And there's a travel called on Marquisha Davis. Arkansas has been aggressive. They're shooting 41% from the field right now. UConn hasn't allowed an opponent to shoot over 40% from the field this season.
But keep an eye, Arkansas has only gotten to the free throw line, only 4 free throw attempts. They like to have 30% of their scoring coming from the free throw line.
Yeah, in a perfect world, Mike Neighbors wants 40% from behind the arc from 3. 30% off of layups, 30% from the free throw line. That was so big in their win over Baylor. They hit 30 free throws in that game. Davis driving in. Kristen Williams got off to a really hot start, hit her first 3 shots. Ramirez with 8.
I thought for Arkansas to be in this game, have a chance to win, Amber Ramirez had to be aggressive offensively, and she has been exactly that. She's looking for a shot.
Well, after that loss to Georgia, where Amber Ramirez was 0 for 4, the very first player that Mike Neighbors spoke to the next morning was Amber Ramirez. He said, I have no doubt she is going to break out of that shooting slump, and has she ever tonight. She is a terrific shooter, 45% on the season, 5th in the SEC, and she's already been on fire tonight, making most of her shots. She is 3 for 7 from the field tonight.
Yeah,
look
two
at the
of
game
those
notes.
are threes.
You look in the game notes, and it has Splash Sister, the picture next to Splash Sister. That's Amber Ramirez, because she is offensive-minded. She can shoot the three and now has added the mid-range to her game.
Spent 2 seasons at TCU before transferring to Arkansas and really fitting into this style of play. Dungy from range. She's up to 13 points. Edwards back to Kristen Williams. Offensive foul on Williams.
Chelsea Dungy is playing like she is sick of losing to ranked teams. And you watch her here, off the screen, from the handoff, knocks down the three, and then just this possession defensively, she was the one that came down and sacrificed her body, drawing the offensive foul, drawing the charge.
Gets the home roll on that one. It's just a 1-point game. $15 points already for Dungy. Avina Westbrook with the floater, rattles out. Jump ball, and UConn will keep it thanks to the possession arrow.
And 2 things that have improved I have seen from Arkansas. Number one, the mentality of Chelsea Dungy has always been there, but they're also aggressive on the rebounding side of the ball.
12 rebounds already for Arkansas. 4 of those have been offensive. UConn's led by as many as 8.
Oh, Leah Edwards just, she has that size advantage.
What an aggressive and tough player, and for a freshman to rebound like she does.
Just watch how aggressive she is. She just follows the flight of the ball and stays after it, even though there are 3 Arkansas players around her.
Foul's called on Riley Langerman. And Arkansas will take over here. Shot clock still on.
Wouldn't be surprised Arkansas looked to go 2 for 1. Go score quick, no?
They love to get a shot up within the first 9 seconds of that shot clock. That's a 2 from Ramirez. Razorbacks back on top, but UConn can take the last shot. This is Griffin. Back to Avina Westbrook. Aubrey Griffin in the corner! Corner pocket for the UConn Huskies, and Aubrey Griffin and Gino Oriema and crew will take a lead into the locker room in Fayetteville.
Aubrey Griffin, that's just her second 3 on the season.
Couldn't have come at a better time. UConn shoots 59% in the first half, and Gino is standing by with Holly.
Coach Oriema, Chelsea Dungy has 15 points for Arkansas in that first half.
In the field, but they gave up 41 points, the most of any half this season. Important to note for UConn, Olivia Nelson-Adota only played 10 minutes in the first half, got into foul trouble, did not score, and did not have a rebound.
I was surprised to see her start in this second half because Aaliyah Edwards came in 10 minutes. She had 6 points. So she was productive, that freshman for UConn, when she came in the game.
Yeah, Edwards gave him some really good minutes. As you already see, Chelsea Dungy has hit a shot here in the third quarter. She's now up to 17 points. Just the second time these two teams are playing, the first time since 1998. Arkansas is trying to get back on track against ranked teams. They are 1-5 against ranked opponents this season. Dungy to spin. My goodness!
She's going after it. If she has to do it by herself right now, Chelsea Dungy is getting it done for Arkansas.
19 points. Remember, she has the most 30-point games in Arkansas history with 10 for her career. Beckers off target. 5 points for Paige Beckers.
The Chelsea Dungy just right out of the gate attacking the basket. If you don't rotate over and stop the lane, you can't just rely on trying to block her shot because she does a terrific job of avoiding the defense.
Mike Neighbors called it disinformation about trying to guard her. She gives off so many different looks. You don't know what she's going to do with basketball.
I love it. Disinformation. She'll confuse you, that's for sure.
UConn was led by Kristen Williams in the opening half with 12 points. Takes the shot there. It's off the mark. Williams playing in front of friends and family tonight as she's from Little Rock, Arkansas.
But don't fall for that right hand. Don't fall for it.
She's going to get fouled.
They're talking about wanting to make the difference of wins and losses. Check this out. On the shot, Thomas, Dungy, boxing out, Griffin, and Nelson Adota. That's how you keep yourself in a ball game.
There's been a different effort tonight from Arkansas and an intention to rebound the basketball. It's something that has hurt them, and they have not done in games they've lost this season.
And right there, Michaela Daniels attacking the basket. As Slocum, she gets out of that lane, leaves the lane open, and Daniels finds the lane and gets herself to the free throw line. And understand this, Mike Neighbors wants to get 40% of his points from the three-point line, 30% from layups, and the other 30% from the free throw line. He hasn't gotten to the free throw line as much in the first half as he would like, but from the three-point line, they've been money.
7 3-pointers for Arkansas, shooting 50% from three. They average 9 threes a game. Here's Griffin. She had a big three-pointer in the corner before the half to give UConn the lead going into the locker room. Slocum. First points for Destiny Slocum.
Layups and threes. Gino wants to talk about it.
Arkansas on top. How about the bucket from Slocum?
Well, when you're slow with getting your offense going, do this right here. Attack the basket. Get the easy two from the layup.
Arkansas came out of the locker room and hit the gas against UConn. They have outscored them 11-0 in the third quarter.
And Chelsea Dungy has led the charge.
Destiny Slocum back to the free throw line. Dungy already has 19 points, 4 of those here in the early minutes of the third quarter.
At the line, shooting 2 shots. Destiny Slocum.
Slocum misses the first. You can tip off your weekend with some of the NBA's biggest stars on ESPN and the app. Giannis and the Bucks take on Zion and the Pelicans at 7:30 Eastern. Then Rudy Gobert and the Jazz have won 10 straight and now lead the West. They square off against Luka and the Mavs. Our NBA Friday coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. Paige Beckers with a 3-ball. She's up to 8 points. You know, we're talking about the NBA, but what about the moves they're talking about in the WNBA right now? Rumors of Candace Parker possibly going to the Sky.
That would be huge because Candace Parker is from the Chicago area. And then also talks of Kayla McBride possibly going to the Minnesota Lynx. Oh man, that'd be a great addition.
It's going to be an interesting next couple of days. Paige Beckers with back-to-back buckets. Remember, she only had 5 points in the first half. Dungy can't miss right now.
But remember, Gino Auriemma challenged his freshman Paige Becker in the Tennessee game. He said, in order for us to win, you've got to shoot the ball. You've got to be aggressive. And I expect her to stay aggressive in this second half.
At times, they feel like she passes the ball too much. They want to use that shot. She is a deadly offensive weapon. As Kristen Williams drives in, she's going to the line. UConn had a 2-point lead going into the locker room, but Arkansas came out and scored 11 straight points. What's got to change for UConn here?
Aaliyah Edwards needs to get in the game. She has a height advantage, and if Nelson Adota doesn't want to get physical and make her presence felt inside for Connecticut, because there's nobody for the Arkansas team that can guard her. And so that can help your offense to attack and potentially even get a Chelsea Dungy in some foul trouble. But right now, zeros for Olivia Nelson Adota.
Yeah, no rebounds, no points. And Dungy is on fire. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Westbrook answers.
The other thing that Connecticut's got to do is they've got to find somebody who can guard Chelsea Dungy. And in the zone, she's just finding openings.
UConn facing its largest deficit of the season. Had only trailed by 7 points all year long.
Dungy, even defensively, has turned the heat up.
Bill kicks out to the corner. Slocum strips it away from Nelson Adota. Q Davis. It's contagious. 10 3-pointers for Arkansas.
Gino's going to probably have to call another timeout and regroup, because when Arkansas gets rolling, they're hard to stop. There, Nelson Adota finally gets in the scores column.
First score, first rebound for Olivia Nelson Adota. Played only 10 minutes in the first half, picked up 2 early fouls. Offensive foul on Westbrook. Evina Westbrook trying to get something going for UConn, but called for the foul. Arkansas on top in Fayetteville. Tennessee, and then also in Rupp Arena, number 5 Texas taking on Kentucky. Those matchups coming up on Sunday. What a matchup we have here between UConn and Arkansas. Connecticut led at the half by 2. Arkansas has outscored them 20-9 in the third quarter. Aaron Barnum on the rebound. But Chelsea Dungy has half of those 20 points in the third quarter.
She's been aggressive, and when your best player is aggressive, it does become contagious. And you have Aaron Barnum getting to the offensive boards, gets the finish, and gets an opportunity at the free throw line.
Carolyn, you called for it. Aaliyah Edwards is back in the game. She had a lot of success in the first half down low for UConn.
And this big girl, Aaliyah Edwards, wants the ball inside.
Held ball, alternating possession to UConn.
Possession arrow stays with UConn. You can already see the aggressiveness of Aaliyah Edwards. 6 points, went 3 for 3 in that first half. Beckers. Ramirez, not much help. And Chelsea Dungy is going back to the free throw line.
Mir McLean, a freshman, trying to guard Chelsea Dungy. Look, you're learning on the job, and this is a tough one to learn against. Woo! But Dungy got away with a push-off right there. That could have been an offensive foul.
Already
That's what
12
Gino's talking
points.
about.
Yeah, the arm bar offensively. Dungy will work so hard to get to the free throw line. Nika Buell high up off the glass. That's going to be an offensive foul on Q Davis.
I thought Chelsea Dungy got away with more than that. Mir McLean sold it, though. Mike Neighbors didn't like that call.
McLean, 7th 3 ball for UConn. Both teams shooting over 50% from the field in this game. Remember, they both average about 85 points per game.
One of the things UConn prides itself on is its defense. They were holding teams to a little under 49 points a game.
First in the nation in field goal percentage defense. First in the nation in scoring margin is UConn. Westbrook double team. Beckers flashes to the corner, gets the 3. First 3 of the night for Paige Beckers.
And that was good defense by Arkansas. They did just about everything they could do. Just Beckers able to knock down the tough 3.
Arkansas's led by as many as 13 in the third quarter. Eight seconds for Dungy. And she's fouled by Edwards.
Will fatigue become an issue?
That's the
4 on
fourth.
Chelsea Dungy?
No, on Aaliyah Edwards.
Oh, Edwards. That's big. Because she has been the big presence for Connecticut inside. More physical.
Edwards had to come into the game when Olivia Nelson-Adota got into foul trouble and gave UConn some really good minutes down low.
Gino's going to leave her out there with 4 fouls.
An offensive foul on Aaliyah Edwards, and her night is done.
In the game for UConn, number 13.
Amber Ramirez right there and really set up in Aaliyah Edwards' blind spot. Ramirez is known for that. She's smart. She knows this is a player that has been hurting Arkansas and got 4 fouls. Best way to get her out of the game, draw that foul.
Ramirez was just camping in the corner. Count the bucket for Westbrook. 19.9 seconds left in the third quarter. Westbrook will go to the line.
Both these teams have turned up late in the third quarter, and now Avina Westbrook flexing her muscles, trying to get the Huskies back in this ball game.
UConn has hit its last 4 shots. Arkansas just showing a different effort on the rebounds tonight. This is Amber Ramirez from a distance. Doesn't matter, she could have stood in the parking lot. Amber Ramirez is back. Just 2 points in her last game. She's got 16 and has hit 4 3 balls tonight. 31 points, the most that UConn has given up in any quarter this season. And that 3, that is not for the game. That is for the third quarter. They are 6 of 7. They have hit 12 3-pointers tonight. Again, the most threes UConn has given up.
And Mike Neighbors talks about wanting 40% of his scoring coming from the three-point line in that third quarter. 50% of his scoring came from threes.
Arkansas hit a season-high 16 threes in a game against SMU earlier this season. But we've seen some changes for UConn. Remember, Aaliyah Edwards fouled out. Gino Auriemma has not put Olivia Nelson-Adota back in the game.
Now he has Mir McLean inside, really playing a post position. She plays a 4, but there's no 5. There's no center on the floor for the UConn Huskies.
They're taking a look at the shot clock right now, just to make sure it's at the right spot. I don't believe it started. Now it's at 6 seconds. Chelsea Dungy will inbound for Arkansas. Daniels trying to get past Kristen Williams. Didn't get the shot off in time.
I'm sure in that last timeout, Gino Auriemma had a conversation with his team, and he said, you know what? It's gut check. It's one-on-one, accountability, guard your person, don't rely on help. We don't have a shot blocker. You've got to do your job defensively.
UConn was tested a week ago tonight. They trailed by 4 points going into the fourth quarter at Tennessee. They passed that test. They won that game. Can they come back in Fayetteville tonight? That's a good start. The 3 from Avina Westbrook.
Well, with the way that Paige Beckers can shoot the ball and the steady level head of the maturity of Avina Westbrook, UConn is not out of this one.
Slocum driving.
Arkansas ball.
It'll stay with Arkansas.
Avina Westbrook just takes good shots, smart shots, and she's deadly from the three-point line.
Double-figure points for Westbrook now for her last 8 games, as she has 16 this evening. Slocum took a hard hit.
Team foul number 1 on UConn.
Destiny Slocum got off to a slow start, but she has been very aggressive in this second half. There she looked like maybe took a hit to the noggin.
She's still in. Arkansas just 8 players available tonight. Becker's fade away.
That freshman's pure. Hard to guard, got great length. She can have vision to the basket. Chelsea Dungy again attacking the basket. She's getting away with a little push off. But McLean, I think, is not there. She's still moving. She gets called for the block.
That's the 3rd foul on Mir McLean. Remember, Arkansas with a short bench tonight. These are the players who are not available due to COVID-related issues. The good news is Arkansas only uses about 8 players, and the majority of them are available tonight. But conditioning could be a factor. Arkansas has been pushing the pace.
I think there's a big difference being able to go 8D or 7D. Because it's one of the guards that's Jalen Mason that would be in the rotation on the perimeter. You still have Aaron Barnum. But that perimeter rotation, everybody's going to have to go the distance.
Destiny Slocum steps back over to the line, did not score in the first half, has 2 points here in the second half. She averages 15 points per game. But they've gotten 30 points from Chelsea Dungy this evening. That is her 11th career game with 30 points.
Do you remember in the first half, at the end of the first quarter, Chelsea Dungy, that's when she got her rest early. Mike Neighbors stole a couple of minutes to get her some rest before going into that second quarter so that his senior leader could go the distance.
She really worked in the offseason to get in amazing shape. She's in great form this year. That should help her down the stretch in this game. Ramirez. Williams trying with all her might, and finally it goes in.
Just like we talked about, Chelsea Dungy doesn't want to lose. Neither does Kristen Williams, coming home to play for the first time in her college career.
Taylor Thomas with the hustle to save it. Arkansas has led by as many as 13 points in the second half. Dungy, 32 points.
She just had such patience. She knows help's going to come, but it's not going to stay. It's just a little stunt, and then she takes advantage of the crease. Paige Becker's trying to keep Connecticut in this one.
And one for the freshman.
Beckers gets by Destiny Slocum and Michaela Daniels for the finish, and a trip for a freebie.
Beckers has gone back past Brianna Stewart for the most points by a freshman through 10 games. Remember, she didn't play in UConn's last game, so this is her 10th game. She's past Stewie.
She's going to have one heck of a career at UConn. Starting out like this, wow.
The #1 overall recruit. It's going to be UConn ball. Kristen Williams was also the #1 player in her class. And remember, AZ Fudd, the #1 overall player for next year, is also committed to UConn.
They just keep reloading.
Daniels foul. We're starting to see a little bit more from that freshman Paige Becker. She had that huge shot. How about a freshman and a redshirt senior lighting it up in this game? Beckers has 21 points. Chelsea Dungy, the 8th player with 30-plus points against UConn since the 99-2000 season.
Dungy's been doing it the whole game. Paige Becker's gotten turned up as of late, especially in the second half. Does she have enough to steal one on the road?
UConn is on an 8-0 run, and Dungy will head to the free throw line.
Well, this is what Arkansas is going to do down the stretch. They're going to go to Chelsea Dungy because Connecticut really has not found the answer of how you stop her. Because she is getting herself to the free throw line, or if the defense stays and commits, she's finding shooters to kick the ball out to, or the easy dump to her post players inside.
UConn took the lead right before we stepped away thanks to a three-pointer from Avina Westbrook, who has also been huge for the Huskies tonight. 19 points for her, 5 for 5 from 3.
Keep an eye on rebounding. Right now, Connecticut just a 7-rebound advantage.
Becker's in and out. Ramirez. What a comeback for Amber Ramirez, her 5th three-pointer.
The challenge for Mike Neighbors from his team after the Georgia loss was their intensity defensively. They have turned it up.
There's some intense defense, a shot clock violation for UConn.
Mike Neighbors said even though it was a last-second shot that he lost on to Georgia, he said, my team didn't deserve to win that game. He pointed out that after shooting a free throw, and he had all 4 players back, Georgia went the length of the court and shot a layup. He said they weren't ready defensively. They look ready today.
And they've made a bigger effort to rebound the ball. Just a wide open lane for Ramirez. Gino Auriemma wants to take a timeout. Arkansas trying to upset another top 5 opponent.
See yourself.
Welcome back to the mirror.
And know you're not alone, because this is not just a mirror. It's an unstoppable community.
Come on, Jeffy, one more.
It's every workout.
Come on, you two. Let's go.
For everyone. So join in now and see your best self in the mirror.
Arkansas is just 1-5 against ranked opponents this season, but look who that one is. It was number 4 Baylor back in December.
But look at the Texas A&M game, 1-point game. Georgia game, 2-point game. That has caught the attention, and Chelsea Dungy wants to get off this 4-game losing skid to ranked teams, and she has played like she wants to make a difference today.
I'd say so. 34 points for Dungy. Backdoor to Beckers. Kicks to Westbrook. Second chance for UConn. Mule.
Olivia Nelson-Adota back in the game for UConn.
Just 2 points and 1 rebound for Nelson Adota. She's only played 17 minutes. Count it! She's a monster tonight.
So on the scouting report, don't let Dungy go left. Well, she's showing, hey, I can go right. How you like me now?
36 points for Chelsea Dungy. Her career high, by the way, is 41.
There's still time.
She has come out from the opening tip with the mentality and an effort in this game I don't think we've seen this season from her. It's just been different tonight.
I think that she had it in the Georgia game. She just didn't have teammates to go along with her. Amber Ramirez has gotten on that train today. Taylor Thomas has gotten on that train today. The way she has defended and rebounded inside.
That three ends a 10-0 run by Arkansas. Becker's at 24 points. Nelson Adota with the stop of Dungy.
And that's why Nelson Adota got a chance to come back in the game. UConn needs a shot blocker, a rim protector in the ball game.
Arkansas came out of the locker room at halftime and scored 11 straight points. They put up 31 points in the third quarter. At the buzzer, Slocum.
Asked Mike Neighbors after the Georgia game if the confidence of the team had been broken. He said, we've been shaken but not broken, and he expected them to come out and be very competitive today. We've talked so much about Chelsea Dungy. Well, Destiny Slocum also has done her part. It's contagious. Everybody right now for the Arkansas Razorbacks, they're trying to end the losing streak versus ranked teams.
It was just Monday night that Mike Neighbors and his crew lost on a last-second shot to Georgia. They remember that feeling and has not gone anywhere. Just a minute 32 away from another top 25 win. Saturday we'll have a full slate of college hoops, starting with these two SEC Big 12 Challenge games. Kansas and Tennessee are up first. That one's at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then we head over to Rupp Arena for Texas and Kentucky. That's coming up on Saturday. Both games Sonic blockbusters.
Now, Arkansas just needs to one-on-one make sure you're making UConn take a contested shot. But, ooh, Paige Becker! Knocking down a contested three.
The freshman. Becker's with 27 points.
This is good defense by Taylor Thomas. But Becker's behind the men's three-point line. Steps back, eyes it, dives it, and knocks it down.
A new career high for Paige Beckers of 27 points. UConn down by 5 with a minute 15 to go.
And UConn only has one timeout left. Arkansas has 2.
15 points in the fourth quarter alone for Paige Beckers. You think she can turn it on in a close game?
Oh yeah, we saw it in Knoxville.
There's one 1 minute left of the game.
Can't get past Nelson Adota. Beckers to Williams. Three-point play possible for the Arkansas native, Kristen Williams.
Gina wanted Kristen Williams to have the ball right there. Because at Slocum, she was in that restricted area. That's why it was called the block.
Kristen Williams grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas. Won a state title as a senior back home in the state of Arkansas for the first time. Can she help her team avoid the upset? Shot clock still on. Dungy with the ball for Arkansas.
It's a one-possession game.
Mike Neighbors calls timeout. Arkansas is trying to avoid another close loss. It's already happened twice in conference play. Back on January 10th, facing a talent.
But Connecticut should not be able to advance the basketball because of the dribble advancing.
Did she get it off before the shot clock expired? They'll go to the monitor and take a look at this. Live, they did not call it a shot clock violation. They let the ball come into the hands of UConn. The first one was a big one back in December. How about this for a Christmas present? Taking on number 4 Baylor. Arkansas only hit 5 threes in this game, but they hit 30 free throws, and they forced 22 turnovers in that game. Their first top 5 win under Mike Neighbors, their first top 5 win since 2003.
Mike Neighbors talked about how Baylor was coming off, had just played a game at South Florida, came into Fayetteville. His team did not shoot the ball great, but they've stayed aggressive and were able to get, as you talked about, those free throw attempts.
Just .3 for UConn. Beckers can't get open. Westbrook's shot is off the mark. Arkansas does it again. It's a great day in the neighborhood for Mike Neighbors and Arkansas. Their second win over a top 5 team this season.
It was all on the shoulders of Chelsea Dungy.